What's up, guys? We're back, and we're ready for game number 4 with Team DK against MRR.
That's right. MRR start out today strong, winning that first map on Blackheart's Bay. But guess what? DK came back 2-0, and here on map 4, it's going to be Haunted Mines, another one of these maps. It's a little bit different, a very old map, in fact.
This is the original map, right? It was this map first.
First Hollow, this, and
I know. I believe it came. It was actually this map first. Then they worked on
the first day of the.
But no, when they made them though, the order in which they made the maps, they didn't make all 3 at once. This was the original map.
Okay.
That was made here. I think it's a really cool map. It's really, really different from the other maps. And it's exciting because it's so different. You cannot make a mistake on this map without being so severely punished. So you start out on the high ground. You want to try to control the 2 lanes, not 3. Then you got to go downstairs, collect skulls from these little, the little wimpy golems down there, but also the giant golem. The more skulls you get, the stronger your golem is. The golem will push directly to the core, only destroying turrets, gates, wells, forest keeps, buildings. Yes.
There's 3 merc camps on this map, 2 giants, and a bruiser in the middle. Bruiser in the middle doesn't matter. By the way, I'm talking to you guys, the middle ranked people in Hero League. Doesn't matter. Stop dying there. You're costing me too many games. But the giants are really important because they push structures and they help defend against the early golems.
Yeah, without just dying to his floor bash.
That's right. Out of his range. So
that's right.
Definitely a very interesting and different map, guys. A lot of it's oftentimes a very fast map. It has potential for the fastest games.
So it's going to be action-packed. We're going to the ban pick phase. And first ban will be going to Team DK. By the way, Zeratul, very strong on this map. Can lock out Golem, can freeze your core to keep it alive. Can on this map especially, we'll see him actually freeze in the spawn location to lock heroes out when they actually do get that push going on.
Yeah, it's Sylvanas sometimes considered very strong here because you can shut down towers. We've seen a shift from that recently in a lot of metagames, but we'll see. Zagara being taken out. Of course, Zagara just ridiculously highly valued all over the place.
Insta-ban there for Zeratul.
Yeah, and then, of course, insta-pick for Leoric. His skeletal swing basically one-shots all the dudes that give skulls, so he's pretty good. I pick him every time on this map.
Back over here to MRR. And this is where the more serious deliberation comes. We see Sylvanas very strong on this map, but I don't know if she's the default early pick.
Oh, there she is.
There she is.
Default
all right.
Early pick. And guys, she's strong because she turns off the towers and forts and keeps
and because
that kill your golem. So your golem lives way longer if Sylvanas is helping in that fight.
It's pretty crazy how strong she is at deactivating lanes. And the lanes are not long on this map.
No.
I mean,
they're very short.
With good Sylvanas combos, you can just pick the lane. Would there be any merit to a Sergeant Hammer pick early on this? Or is Sergeant Hammer just not the best on this map because this map operates differently?
You know, I'm not actually 100% sure
I'm not
on
sure
that,
either.
Sergeant Hammer is a great lane pusher and does a lot of damage. So you can siege up outside of range of anyone and kill off the golem or help against the towers.
Yeah.
I mean, could be a pick this game. Tyrael being picked up right away.
Now we get the next 2 picks here for Team DK. You want to oftentimes have somebody that can help disable or zone out Sylvanas here. I'm curious to see what the picks are going to be. By the way, we have 2 more bans after these next 2 picks.
That's right. Let's see what they want.
Arthas.
Okay. Arthas dealing a lot of damage, and of course,
he's pretty handy. Both Arthas and Vala actually helping collecting skulls pretty quickly.
Sure, and you know, there's a lot of team fighting early on, and Vala is very good at that. Like, more so than someone like Kael'thas.
Same with Arthas, actually, with the freeze combo.
Yeah, absolutely.
With excuse me, Vala's spread damage. It's pretty wild.
Definitely. They right now, Team DK has 3 amazing early game brawlers, in my opinion. I think that those are really good picks. Some more technical picks over at MRR. Great heroes, great picks for the map, but in these early fights, will they do as well as their 3 counterparts on the other team? I don't think so.
Over here to MRR.
What will their ban be?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to, this is the map I feel like I understand the least, even though I've been playing it the longest. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
It's tricky. Okay,
Right.
Malfurion.
Mal.
This would be a great ban on any map.
DK has been choosing Mal very early on, so definitely want to take that into consideration. This is definitely something that they've learned to ban through this series. They're like, okay, you guys really like your mouth. You're doing a great job with your mouth. Let's just take that off the table for you.
Final ban for this game. A lot of pressure on MRR. Probably a lot of anxiety seeing which hero is going to be banned, as DK is going to be wrapping this up shortly here with their hero selection. So right now, Team DK has to figure out what is the most important remaining hero to disrupt composition before the choice goes back to MRR right now.
That's right. Huh.
Do you ban someone like Uther simply because he's a strong healer?
If you do, then they take
Rhaegar,
Rhaegar, and then you're stuck with one of the heroes that you don't value as highly. As much as I love Lily and will stand by her, these guys don't. So if you do that, you're in trouble. Yeah. All right. Murden, a great.
Well, Murden's
tank.
actually great for pushing lanes as well. He can kind of just get in there and really soak up a lot of damage. And insta picks now, going back over here to MRR.
All right, so gonna go ahead and pick up Jaina right away. Some great range damage there.
Gonna have to be very careful with Jaina down there in the mines, especially. She can be cornered pretty quickly. We see a lot of Jainas die early on in the mines if they're not positioned well, and that's a pretty tricky one. We have people entering from two sides in that maze-like
that can happen.
mines.
Yeah. But Uther as well, of course, that great healer that is valued so highly over here.
Time to finish up the team composition for DK, and they do go with the Rhaegar.
Yeah, no big surprise there. They do have to get a healer, and he is considered, I guess, third for these guys.
Last pick. They already have two tanks. They got a damage dealer. They got support. What are they going to go for?
Do they get a lane
A
pusher?
Nubarok, perhaps?
A third tank, you think?
Could.
I think that they have to get something
Asmodon?
ranged. I think something ranged.
Asmodon has a lot of utility on this map.
Sure he does.
Because the map's so small, he can start hitting everybody from everywhere.
That's true.
It's pretty crazy.
I wouldn't mind. All I know is they need something ranged here. That's the only thing that I'm like, I feel that. If they get like a third tank, is this really the map for that? Like the Golem with how much he hits the ground and how hard
you
that
might
can
be right.
I guess the early fights you're going to really do well in, so that's something. And you already have Rhaegar, so a third tank is, I mean, Rhaegar is a great healer for tanks.
They're usually focusing down one tank at a time, too, if you position it right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. This is a tough one. Doesn't really seem like Team DK is entirely sure either.
Yeah, they've only got a few seconds.
5 seconds remaining. What's it going to be?
Tassadar!
Tassadar!
I didn't even...
If you were a hero in Heroes of the Storm or Tosis, you would be Tassadar.
You know how I know that? I have played so many games with Tassadar
I
because
know.
he fits my style. He's a half support, guys. He can really clear lanes well. He's a great bully in that regard. He can detect and see the map very easily. But most importantly, he has Mule and he can shield buildings extremely, extremely well.
And I think Tassadar is the best pick in response to a team that already has Sylvanas.
Yes.
Not to mention he's great in the mines. You can use his enhanced vision to actually spot and see where the movement is and then pick your fights accordingly. So
He's
great pick there
fantastic.
for Team DK. Back over here to Team MRR. They have, Kerrigan, the Queen of Blades.
All right, Kerrigan it is. An absolutely frightening melee assassin.
And we're going to be starting this match shortly here, guys, so sit tight. Tell your friends to tune in here. We might even end up going into game number 5. Right now, DK just has to beat MMR one time. From here, MRR has to come back and win every single game. No more mistakes. Perfect play, or there are losers today. The countdown has started. I'm tasteless. With me is Artosis from StarCraft 2. We're here in Heroes of the Storm. 3 guys, the best, biggest competitive league in Korea. The OGN Heroes of the Storm Super League. Esports. Had a little bit extra time there.
right, here we go, Tasteless. Now, of course, Sylvanas going to want to push that top lane right away. She can disable those turrets. But they've left one up here. I'm really surprised. I feel like you have to counter push the Sylvanas lane with your 4-stack because
I think that's
in
what
that
they're doing.
base trade, she always wins.
They're actually just constantly rotating.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, this is exactly what's going on. Basically, MRR wants to get Sylvanas in a lane without a lot of heroes so they can just kill towers.
Yeah, and Jaina's going to make that a lot easier by just being able to destroy these lanes so quickly with that Blizzard ability.
Yeah. Nice rotation going down, but it looks like Sylvanas going to rotate up to try to, again, use her ability here. Take out those towers if possible. By the way, guys, just to let you know, the Golem for Team DK will be pushing top lane, and the Golem for MRR will be pushing bottom lane. So, it's something to keep in mind here.
I believe it's Leoric versus Tyrael over here in top lane, as it's been the bottom lane that MMR is eager to push forward. Now, this isn't a bad team comp right here for Team DK to kind of bully this lane here. Now, Kerrigan might come up here and try to combo this up against Leoric.
Kerrigan is definitely one of the best gankers that there is.
And here she
takes
goes.
him out so quickly. Lots of damage being dealt. Of course, it's Leoric, so he gets out, but that was a lot of damage done.
Like, physics don't apply to me.
Something like that.
15 seconds and the mines will be open. You got to be very conservative with your mana at this phase, too. You want to make sure you have enough mana to actually win fights in the mines.
Yeah, you want to enter mines with as much health and mana as is possible.
Now
So early scuffles can be very dangerous.
Notice with the distribution here, it's 4 per bottom mine right now for Team DK. Oh, and they've actually zoned out Team MRR.
Yeah.
Now this is where you got to scatter. You got to split and go everywhere.
That's right. We do have 2 from MRR going in up the top, but DK going to go ahead, meet up in the center here. These 2 center ones have the most skulls for time put in, so to grab those gives you an advantage already in the mines.
And it looks like Team DK already doing a great job. 18 mines to now 19. Still neck and neck now.
And look at this, DK doing a good job. 36 mines against 36 skulls against 26. There's 100 total down here.
First blood, Leoric goes down.
Not a big surprise that it is him that falls, but he'll be back up in a matter of seconds.
It's sort of okay though. Yeah, at this phase of the game, he's still in the mines too. Important to keep in mind here. And now it looks like they're going to go out of the mines. Now, interestingly, both teams actually opting to not face off against the big golem yet. That's quite interesting.
Yeah, it takes a while to kill that big golem. And while you're killing it, your opponents can do things like grab the mercenary camps or push down towers. So to get the golem really fast and really early can be dangerous. Your opponents can actually gain an advantage.
So they do a nice job controlling that lane there. Leoric still down here in the bottom center lane, keeping Sylvanas and Uther busy and uncomfortable as far as pushing goes. And this is going to be a mad dash here for Team DK, who's going right for the giant golem here in the center where the majority of the skulls are actually kept.
Well, right now they do see him coming, so they are going to back out for the time being. They did grab a bunch of skulls, but MRR is collapsing on him. We see Leoric coming up here for DK. So this could be a 5 versus 5 at the golem. They're starting to attack, and this would be a good time for them to attack.
You got to be careful because that floor smash right there could have zoned out Tyrael. And so they're going to be coming in here now, casting Blizzard right on that. And it looks like Arthur's probably going to stay right on top of that, going to try to take as much aim as possible. Leoric getting pretty low here.
Yeah, Leoric is getting low, but he takes out Jaina, which is really nice. In the meantime, Arthas finishes off that golem.
That's what I was saying. Jaina always dies in the mines here. It's really hard to keep her alive.
Indeed. She has no escapes, guys.
No.
So she has to sit and deal her damage, and if she dies, she dies. That's it.
That's it.
But you know what? It was a trade 1-for-1. The big thing, though, was Arthas taking those skulls, a 62 skull golem. And, you know, that's going to give them a much more powerful pushing presence early on.
Okay, so as the game goes on over here, we see that the Siege Giants are going to be taken. Now, you want to be very careful to get these just at the right time. You don't go on those circles right away.
Yeah.
You want to wait until it's the golems are pushing towards your location, the opposing golems, because they can assist in dealing extra damage, taking that out, and then starting up a counter push.
That's right. Now, we should see most of the players for Team DK defending here, whereas from MRR, they have the option. Do they attack? Do they defend? And they probably should attack because they have Sylvanas.
Well, you know
But
what?
with this Tassadar, man,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
the shields on the buildings as well as a mule coming in would be huge. But actually, he skipped mule. Okay, so that's interesting.
I think the shield is really what's more important than maybe the mule there. But now he's going to go ahead and push forward. Now Team DK here, their Golem going to cause a bit of a problem here. It's not as scary as some other Golems you'll see later on in the game. Oh my God! How often do you ever see Leoric die this many times in a row? Wild stuff here as MRR really knowing how to punish a hero that's that strong, even on a map like this.
Yeah, really well done there by Jungha on that Kerrigan. She's called the Queen of Blades for a reason, Tasteless.
And this Golem actually doing a decent amount of damage, already going to be able to take out the well and possibly do some more damage onto the fort. Leoric going to try to ghost away again.
Great job right now. DK trying to push forward, trying to get as much damage done as is possible. Can they actually end up getting that forward? It doesn't look like it's going to be the case.
And once again, another kill there. MRR really showing that they know how to play this map. It's the classic Haunted Mines composition backing up Sylvanas. They're doing a great job. However, more of their defenses were penetrated, and while that was going on, the Siege Giants down there at the bottom are still doing a great push over in the bottom lane, although bottom lane not as impactful as the top lane.
Well, right now, Tests are trying to hold on to this area right here. A lot of damage done to those top towers. Of course, those towers, they only really need to kill 4 experience. They're definitely going to end through the bottom lane if they end up winning, because that is the Golem lane. Just something to keep in mind.
Uther's been picked off.
Nice pick off indeed.
And it looks like if they get the pick off there, maybe they'll go for their middle camp here, the Bruiser camp. Yep, they're going to do just that, storming it. Skeletal Swings coming down to deal more damage to that.
Yeah. It can be nice to grab this, but you got to be careful about it. It's not the most impactful camp that there is.
Yeah, it's definitely the weakest camp, even though it's in shared territory.
It pushes opposite of your Golem, so it's like kind of pushing the lane that doesn't matter as much. And, you know, it gets hit by the towers and all that stuff, and it's harder to take. So, yeah, not nearly as important. They're going to be able to clean that up without it doing too much damage.
You see MRR biting back now, driving back Team DK a little bit further over here. Meanwhile, looks like it's Leoric against Tyrael over here at the top side of the map. Level 10 acquired first for Team DK, and the mines are going to be spawning here, or I should say the skulls will be spawning here in about 25 seconds. Obviously enough time to achieve level 10 here for MRR. But as far as positioning goes, it's superior right now for Team DK. They're going to have first access to the mines.
Yeah, that's a big deal, too. If they get down there first, guess what? They can position themselves to get the most powerful areas of skulls, like the center.
Let's see how they split here. Now, this is what you want to do. One hero in each spawn. Bam, eat that immediately. And only just now, at 2 seconds, are we seeing our red team MRR dive into the mines, which means look at the mines immediately get acquired here. That's 34 mines in a second.
34 skulls before they
34
even
skulls,
get down
thank
there.
you, not mines.
It's pretty crazy, but look at this. We actually do have that was an absolutely huge move there by Rhaegar, but guess what? Looks like Kerrigan going to go ahead and take her down anyways. Rhaegar going to end up falling as well. This Kerrigan totally carrying this team.
Absolutely beautiful art this now. The focus of the attack. We have the Black King's March coming down and now. Leoric actually getting some kills over as well. There's hardly any heroes left in this game.
If not for dead Uther, he would have taken another one as well, but it looks like that's going to be it. He should be able to be taken out here. Oh, man.
Kerrigan's coming. She wants blood.
Kerrigan and Leoric, the battle of the titans down in those mines.
The battle of the never dies. Okay, well, hold up, because there was somewhat of a trade there, and 37 skulls were acquired for Team DK, which is really important to note. It's not just about kills, it's about who's getting the map objective solved over here.
Uh-oh, well, it looks like right now Bala has res and is going to help to take out Kerrigan. Absolutely not going to be able to live versus 2 different heroes right there.
And this means they can rotate quite easily now over here to take on the remaining skulls here. And Tassadar over here going to head towards, nope, going to skip the Golem Giant here. They may want to win a team fight, Team DK, before they actually go.
Yeah.
This is where if you're not playing with friends on the ladder, you always have bad games on this map because everybody just goes for the Golem and dies.
Well, right now Kerrigan is down for them. She's not in the mine, so this is a little bit hard, but everyone's on the run right now. Leoric ghosting in, trying to get some damage done.
Well, this is going to be really annoying because Leoric can zone out this team pretty easily right now. We see Kerrigan coming back, but this should be enough time to possibly get even more skulls, and they're going to do just that. Already, though, Team MRR coming up here once again.
Looks like they are going to go ahead and start attacking this golem. Kerrigan's still not in the fight. Here she comes. MRR ready now. They can actually do a full engagement at this point. They got to be careful though. Kerrigan is the main damage dealer here. They got to keep her alive.
They're going for Leoric. Leoric going to use his Black King March. March with the Black King to come through there now. Really nicely done though.
Oh, but Kerrigan popping Maelstrom, getting Divine Shield on herself as well, dealing a lot of damage, jumping in on Arthas right now, stunning him as well, takes him down. MRR doing a great job here with Kerrigan.
Oh, the Sylvanas escape is beautiful. Tassadar still taking a lot of damage now. We have our first kill there as Sylvanas goes down now.
Yeah, nice Psy Storm.
Yeah, beautiful Psy Storm there. 2v4 right now, although I don't know how much longer Tassadar is going to last in this game with Jaina on her back.
Yeah, and Tassadar does get taken out. Leoric does res Arthas almost up as well. It's still early game, so we still do have really short death timers. Everyone's popping up very, very quickly. But in the meantime, MRR is going to be able to get a reasonable amount of skulls at 41.
Unfortunately, though, Team DK is still with a better golem. It's level 13 to 13, and the experience is fairly even. Also note, top 4 tier for MRR is going to die in a few slaps there from that golem.
100% that's going down. No way to save it whatsoever. So that's going to be a nice little victory there for Team DK. But what can MRR do in the same time?
And as you can see, they activate the Siege Giant self-defend there at the exact right time so that they don't end up on top of where the golem's going to spawn.
And already there was a shield on that building waiting for this golem to pop out. Tassadar trying to keep everything alive as much as he can. MRR really pushing forward with this golem now.
And as you can see, the golem now going for the bottom fort. Everything being focus fired right there on that already. The golem in the upper right there for Team DK has destroyed that last fort.
Yeah,
or keep, rather, excuse me.
It'll probably destroy their walls as well, but they've decided they need to put a lot of damage on here. Right now, MRR being pushed back for the time being. That means their golem's still able to do some damage. Looks like we had a judgment go off there. Bala being healed up, though, does go ahead and strafe, dealing a lot of damage right now. Uther taking a lot, and down he goes.
We also saw Leoric go down there as well right now. Tyrael also getting incredibly low as they are able to drive back MRR right now.
Kerrigan
by the way,
taken out.
Golem still at the top right here doing damage. Meanwhile, Sylvanas goes down. Tyrael just barely escaping out of there. Jaina, the only other remaining hero. I don't know if Tyrael and Jaina can even counter push this. Meanwhile, over here, not just the Goblin Giant, but also we're going to see the minions pushing that.
It looks like the keep is probably going to go down here. Or no, not
maybe
quite.
not. Not with Blizzard
they might
here.
be able to save it. But still, that's a lot of damage on that keep. And just taking a really quick look at it, yeah, no one has Mule at all in the whole game. So any damage done on those keeps is not coming back to you. But I got to say, Tasteless, really nice fight there by DK that last time. Being able to take out Uther so quickly, took the support away from Kerrigan. And Kerrigan deals so much damage, but is easy to target down without someone like Uther to save her.
Great ancestral healing there on Vala as well, keeping her alive. And, you know, she's such a great damage dealer. She was able to start forcing the rest of the players over there. Leoric did die right away, but it didn't matter as much.
Yeah.
And you can see now with the Golem, which was there before, it had distracted Team MRR. Now they come down here and just smash this location in a matter of seconds.
Just getting that extra experience, getting that little bit of push. Again,
are they going to try to steal this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? They are. There's too many
Totally.
guys in the spawning location.
Yeah, it looks like everyone is a little bit too far back right now. They should be able to go ahead and grab that. Some great vision being given by Tassadar. They do steal those Giants, which is annoying, but it's not the end of the world.
Tyrael does escape over here to the upper right, as they're actually just going to try to apply some pressure over here. Now, you got to remember, if they just take this out, it's a beeline there and there for the Golem to actually go right to the core, which is very important. You want that Golem spawning right there on the core. We have right now, missed snag there by MMR with the Kerrigan.
Yeah, that was a really nice prescience there. And, you know, I have to say, this is pretty scary, because now they have catapults in that top lane helping out the Golem. So that is so much pressure coming in. They've got to destroy this next mine phase. Like, we have to see MRR get a gigantic Golem.
Yeah, we need to have a Golem, like, ideally, like, way high, like 80 skulls or something. That's going to be able to push so far forward that he can end up,
and
when he does collapse.
Would be huge.
Yeah.
So what they need to do, basically, to get such a big Golem, you would be asking yourself, well, how do they do that? They got to kill their opponents. They have to win a team fight here against DK.
And they're going to set up a booby trap right here. And this actually might be the fight that they needed to have.
All right, let's see if this booby trap ends up working out. Nice freeze there by Arthas. But Kerrigan throws on the Maelstrom. Uther almost going down.
Uther's been
Does
zoned
jump
out
into
now.
mines.
Uther goes down with Bala, goes down to the mines as well. Jaina's still very, very low right now.
Great heal onto Arthas there by
Kerrigan goes
Rhaegar.
down.
Uh-oh, with Kerrigan going down, I don't know that they have enough left here, Tasteless.
Tyrael is killed up, and Sylvanas actually stuck because Leoric's over there. And Sylvanas goes up this way, but is also picked off. And you know what? Forget about the Golem.
Yeah, who cares?
Just go kill the core.
It's 20 seconds before even
doesn't
the
even
healer
matter.
is up.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to stop them here. And it looks like Team DK, a real contender to go to BlizzCon for Korea this year. Just fantastic play in these last 3 games.
And that is Heroes of the Storm in a nutshell. You win a fight like that, and it's not an even trade. You can go right down there, crush the core, end the game in what is about a 60-minute game. GG. DK wins today,
Beautifully
defeating
done.
MRR.
Just fantastic play by DK. Wow, I mean, they made a fighting composition, and when you're playing against Sylvanas, that's kind of what you need on that map. You need to be able to beat them in team fights so that they can't get enough skulls, so that they can't get a big enough golem that Sylvanas just wrecks you by disabling your towers. And they did it. They battled so perfectly there.
Really nicely won. They lost the first game, but came back in the next 3 games, winning on the really different and complex maps with a lot of team compositions, especially in that last one, that aren't always ideal on that map.
Oh, certainly.
The Sylvanas comp is so popular, but they made it work with the Tassadar. I think the Tassadar composition is a good response to the Sylvanas, as you can buffer the damage dealt from a Golem when they do have a good push coming at you.
Absolutely, and you know what? He was kind of like extra support for their heroes. They took the 2 tanks that really deal a lot of damage in Leoric and Arthas. They took Bala, who is a great dueler. They focused, on the ridiculous Q build that deals so much damage.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I really like how DK ended up playing that game. Very flexible team.
Yeah, flexible, dynamic, very receptive to the way their opponents are behaving on the map. And definitely able to focus fire the right hero there at the end of each of those. Uther got punished every time in those fights.
It was really good to target
crazy.
him down, Tasteless. Because if he's not there to save Kerrigan, you're done.
Yeah.
Kerrigan has to be kept alive. Eventually she'll break the back of almost any team. But
yeah, taking out Uther and then Kerrigan or Jaina, depending on who's where,
yeah,
is the way you want to distribute damage in that fight.
Look at that. See, early game, Kerrigan was just crushing. They had enough heals. They kept her alive. She dealt that
This was
damage.
crazy, by the way. Noblesse was a real MVP right here because Noblesse actually took out 2 players with that March of the Black King.
Indeed, it was really well placed. See here as well. There, look at that Kerrigan staying alive for quite some time. But look, they target down Uther. He starts healing Kerrigan immediately in his Ghost form, but it's not quick enough in Ghost form. He doesn't deal quite enough. And with Kerrigan going down, man, that's going to be it.
And as you can see in this final fight, they zoned out Uther. Uther's actually killed down there. You can see in underground on the upper left-hand side of the screen. And then they just focused down Kerrigan, who just is no longer able to get, Divine Shield.
Both those last 2 fights we saw, they did the exact same thing. They forced Uther to use Divine Shield too early on Kerrigan.
Yeah.
And then got Uther out of there and killed Kerrigan off. It was really great. They really didn't waste any damage.
Well, guys, we now know that StarCraft 2 players still the greatest gamers and casters in the world.
We could have said that no matter what. Side one, having Duck on MRR.
That is true.
You know what? Still, this team is great. I actually do think that they're going to get out of this group in 2nd place, but they have to win another match to do so.
Really nicely done. Today was a real treat. It was a 3-1 with Team DK, our old StarCraft 2 players, against MRR, led by a StarCraft 2 player.
Yeah.
Ultimately winning that. Nicely done.
Indeed. Blackheart's Bay, of course, going to MRR. They got some really good team fight wins at certain times.
Yeah.
Got those coins off of their opponents, did the right map rotations, and just beat them with the map mechanic. It was very well done, but after that, just not quite able to hold on against DK.
Well done, DK. Here's what our brackets are looking like right now.
That's right, DK gets out of Group B in 1st place. That means in that top 4 so far, we have MVP Black and Team DK. Of course, MRR will play the winner of Ro8 and MVP Sky that we'll see next week.
Guys, that does it for us here today. What a treat. Much closer series. I mean, it would have been even better as a 3-2, but these games really were neck and neck.
Yeah, they were.
Especially that Dragonshire game. What a crazy game that
Oh,
was.
that one was fantastic.
What a treat.
Well, as you see, our next matchups this Saturday, guys, tune in for Danawa Joker against Game 8 Top in that loser match. The loser is out of the OGN Super League. And then, of course, next Tuesday with Tasteless and myself would be MVP Sky going up against Ro8.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see. That's going to be the week of the losers there. See who's going to survive. This is Survivor Island this week.
Definitely. I think it's going to be Danawa Joker and MVP Sky, to be honest.
I think so.
I think Game 8 Top and Ro8 are having a hard time in this tournament. They're good teams, but Sky and Joker definitely looked a lot better when we saw them play.
I agree. Well, that was really cool to see. And Team MRR is not out yet.
No, certainly not.
They still
and
got
in
a lot of
fact,
potential.
I think that they have a good shot. You know, they're in that winner match for a reason. They already took out MVP Sky, so I think that they have a good shot to do it again.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us here today. This has been a real treat. The games are very close. Artosis and I are still pretty fresh when it comes to Heroes of the Storm. We're still seeing how the scene out here develops, the intricacies to this game, and it's going to be better each week as we come back and continue to pour ourselves into this new great game and see who the best players are in the Korean scene.
That's right. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you spread the word about the OGN Heroes of the Storm Super League.
It's still indie right now.
Indeed. It's still very much underground, so thanks for coming by this time. But seriously, spread the word. Help us out. We're loving it, man, and hope to continue to cast a lot of heroes in the future.
So don't forget to tune in on Saturday, and you'll see us again on Tuesday. We love you. Good night.